Hi.
Hi. Oh, hello there.
So, of course, I'm looking for a great player. Individually has to be really great.
I think look for humor and chemistry.
A teammate should be lovable, enjoyable, and he could be good looking. I mean, it's not like the most essential thing, but it could be nice.
You know, just like gets me anything I want. Winning. Hopefully they're good. That's like a perk too.
Be a good guy, like for the team.
Yeah, I can think a lot of things, but I'm not gonna say it.
Sometimes people get carried away. Sometimes it gets a little crazy.
I think positive energy.
Well then, Anders, they're looking for good-looking players, if possible. Someone who can do everything they want.
But things can get a bit out of control.
Things can get a little bit out of control sometimes, you know, and you've got to have someone who's calm in those situations. What are you looking for in a caster? You've gone through a few of the guys in the last couple of years. What are you really aiming for?
I mean, good looks is important to me.
Okay. Well, no surprise there. You've got one of the best-looking men working by your side at all times.
That's what I mean. And I mean, I do try and get Moses to do pretty much whatever I can. So I've got that nailed too. Sometimes he complains, you know. He says, "Anders, I'm not actually here to like do stuff with." But then, you know.
Yeah, he gives it eventually. Yeah, that's the dynamic, and that's the way it should be. I would say, either way, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here with the first best of 3 of the day, and we're going to map number 2 here. This is going to be a pick of FURIA. It's going to be Nuke, an interesting pick considering they've already beat Astralis on that map, and only one team has ever done that before. It's second defeat they've suffered on the map, and you would say FURIA have got to be dead set for taking us to a third, I would say. Overpass to close things out, just to be clear.
Yeah, what a shock it would be if they didn't, if somehow NRG did that.
It does feel like there's a chance. I don't know why. I couldn't really quantify it, but it just feels like NRG are going to do enough here. I don't know why.
I think it's that sort of undercurrent when you're like that confident. You're like, oh,
exactly.
But you know, there could be something that's.
Anytime I think anything is a lock-in, a done deal, that's when it's not.
Yeah,
yeah. Every single time.
I just sort of forgot that NRG did actually win Train against NiP earlier in the day. So that's second time they win Train.
Yeah.
Once against NiP, once against FURIA.
Absolutely. And that's NIP back to full strength now. Dennis is here, and we'll see them play Astralis tomorrow in the lower bracket. I don't think anyone expected that to be a thing.
Definitely not.
But there we go. That's the way it went down. We have got Vitality North after this one as well, so plenty more Counter-Strike coming in your direction. We are going to see the boys getting ready to go now. It is going to be Nuke, and I'd assume a CT start for the likes of NRG here, and they need a strong CT side as well. It's the T side on Nuke for FURIA that looks so impressive. It's so unique. You won't see them use many outside smokes. They really focus towards the ramp room and the lower bomb side especially, and looks like we're off to the races. We are going to see NRG on the T side.
Yeah.
What's happened there?
I don't know.
Any knifing for sides? Probably should know.
We'll investigate, Henry. We'll figure it out along the way.
That's right. If we can get some confirmation, that'd be lovely. But either way.
Maybe this could be something that's good for NRG. If they get off to a really hot start, maybe they in turn could roll the T side a little bit in their favor. They're going to be pushing through the smoke, don't even care, right into a crossfire, and the first pistols ring out there. Jury with one, and AbleJ had a lot of time. In fact, so much time that even Art showed up on that ramp, and somehow they come out on top, and you could tell Breezy, he was really not expecting for there to be a third player there. That's some heavy ramp. Does that smell a little bit to you like, Henry, someone been watching demos or something?
Well, that's what I wanted to say. We didn't really have enough time here. Yeah, FURIA have looked fantastic overall, but I guess NRG will be very aware of what they do at this point. But yes, NRG going towards the ramp from there. They had 3 players. The crossfire was very set up, but I do see a lot of teams running that ramp stack because it's such a prevalent choke point on pistol rounds. But Daps shouldn't be doing much of this. They seem very aware that he could come from the lower area, and that's where he's going to arrive from the first kill. Surely doesn't expect the second. If he's going to get this frag, he needs to get it right now. He didn't get the bomb. I don't think he realized, but it doesn't matter either way. Vinny will take him, and it will be FURIA with the pistol. I just found out from production, it is a knife round in these best of 3, so it's not your map pick. You go on the opposite side, you know. Right. It's a knife round every single time. So FURIA won the knife and went CT first.
Who's been programming these camera angles at the Face It Club? They've been doing a great job.
I guess I want to say Sliggy, but I don't know.
Give that man a raise.
Yeah. Yeah, in general.
He did pick NRG to win it, so maybe don't, but but otherwise.
But we are going to see the pretty much full eco here. A smoke being deployed with the flashbang through Skylight, but looks of things. Where the smoke will go, I couldn't tell you. Maybe towards Heaven or main entrance, we'll see. It looks like it's going towards main or in front of Squeaky, potentially for a vent dive. That could be something. Yeah, it is going to be that, it looks of things. But look at Serato go. He's going to farm so much money here. It's not even funny. It's going to be the 2-0, but that was the eco from NRG. They'll be bringing out the AKs here in the third. They've got enough to do that. Didn't get the bomb down, but that's fine as long as you take the pretty much full eco. Round 3, you'll have AK armor and absolutely everything.
You know, whenever I see someone with the potential to shoot someone through a door or a wall or something, I almost feel like I'm about to develop some kind of Tourette's. I just kind of want to sort of yell at it, like, please shoot the gun, like, for God's sakes. Like, you know, it's such a tense moment every time.
Just shoot the gun. Someone. Well, here we go. Like we said, the AKs are out with a Krieg as well. A couple of those thrown in. It's Yuri to defend. Art's going to be there as well. Oh, bluffs the incendiary. That would have been very important as well, but Yuri's been baited in so nicely here. He's got 2 kills. Almost certainly just the one, though. Cirque aware of it, but it will still be advantage towards the Brazilians. This hasn't gone well for NRG at all. A lot of solo pushes there. Daps trying to surprise from the upper bomb side. Doesn't work out for him, and Tarek and Cirque left the impossible task of the 4 versus 2. Remember, this is what we'd call a bonus round these days. You've got those residual SMGs. You know you're up against AK. You don't upgrade anything, even though you have the cash to do so. And this would be a massive round of Furia to get, but still it's in contention. We go back to a 3-on-2 now. Tarek, 65 HP. They have 4 flashbangs, 1 smoke, and a single HE as well. And still a minute on the clock here. So where do they go? It looks like lower bomb site would make sense. They could smoke the site itself.
It's pretty doable, right?
Or smoke decon or double doors. We'll see which way they're inclined. I would say smoking the site might be the best avenue of approach here, considering there's too much to cover elsewhere, right? You can only smoke decon or double doors. You can't do both. So you might as well smoke the site and see whether that's going to be possible. You can bounce it off the silo itself. They got to try and get as close as they can. Maybe let's go for the plan after. We'll see.
I think Cirque very unhappy about the fact that the windows weren't broken, because otherwise he could have, you know, flanked around to check some of these positions, but obviously breaking the windows is a big no-no. 20 seconds, and Cirque, got to throw the grenade first, and he does exactly what you said, Henry. Going to put the smoke down, but right in front is Serato, and he's just going to continue making a bit more money with that MP now. Now 10 seconds for Tarek, and he might as well go straight for it. There's no way to know if they're there or not, so there's no point in really sort of playing around with it, and he's going to go down to Art. So Furia win that bonus round. That is, that's big news. They're going to be ecstatic about it. Did lose a couple of players, I mean 3 of them overall, but still, I think that's a pretty good result.
And it's Furia on the CT side. They've fended off the buy from NRG. Should be another partial here as they come up to maximum loss bonus. They'll be there after this round. So they've got 2,900 per player into round number 4, but all it's led them to is Deagles, CZs, 1 smoke and a flashbang. NRG haven't really had much to say here so far, but that's a decent start. They've got a trade towards ramp and managed to recover a rifle. In the hands of Daps right now, he's not slowing down. He wants to confirm low is clear for now. With 1 flash, you can't imagine they go much further than this. CT's ready down towards lower.
Yeah, quite a few of them, in fact. Still a lot of time left on the clock, so Fury obviously got to be careful they don't sort of over-rotate, don't get too crazy on this. I really want to know that push towards the ramp, because I think Breezy was hiding in the back with the Deagle. I'm wondering if that's actually part of the plan. Like, if he's literally just there for that peak to happen up on the box. It kind of looked like it was really, really well timed otherwise, if it was just coincidence. So, ticking past the minute, and Daps, in fact, opening up on Art. That's a new twist. And it's going to get interesting here, because Furia, they're going to lose 1 more. Breezy to pick it up on Vinny.
Back towards upper, potentially. Is that the play? I don't think so, but there is a bit of movement. They are, you're right. So off we go, and Daps will be going down, but still, it's all a bit of a ruse here, remember. It's Breezy who will get the penultimate kill. This is the partial buy, and it might be their first on the board as well. This would be huge for NRG. It looked like they were almost certainly going down 4-0, but they've done enough. Yuri can't even go for this now. 21 points of health. He's got an HE, couple of flashes, but no kit. So, he'll just have to sit back and wait, I'm afraid. It's NRG with the quick trade towards ramp, the pounce towards lower, Daps getting in shadow, and watching that decon door. As soon as they challenge Furia, he managed to get another kill on low HP. And there we have it. It's going to be 3 in total for Breezy. And his Deagle has been sensational in the last year, so no surprise. NRG have done enough. They're first on the board. They're going to have an absolute massive bankroll now. 2 orgs saved. They've all got around 5 grand in the bank. And here's the replay as where Breezy opened things up. What the first in round. What a shot that is. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, he wasn't even positioned like I was sort of questioning. He just peeked that raw, even getting the player coming out. That's 3 with the Deagle and a beautiful round out of Breezy. Why were they so aggressive down at the B-bomb side, Furia?
I don't
the bomb
know.
wasn't planted, right?
That was what I wanted to say as well. Like, until they're fully committed to the plan, you don't need to challenge, just run that clock down. But either way, we get into, I guess, what will be the first real gun round here. Everyone's fully equipped, apart from Able J down to that UMP. Ethan on towards Silo, and Arts, aggressive, of course, will take down Daps and gets away with it. Lovely play.
Yeah, that's a really good kill. I mean, as long as you trust that they don't have the red container, you're kind of safe to take that peek most of the time, so that's not bad at all. Able J, you said the UMP, but right now he's just playing kind of a gatekeeping position. He's going to kind of, I don't know if he missed that Molotov, but at least it's not going to...
It's not as deep as he wanted. He wanted to land in front of the choke point, ideally, but still, it serves a purpose. He's just got the intel there. He's only got a UMP, right? Ramp is one of those really... unglamorous positions because you don't really get a ton of kills. You're always rotating. Your objective is to stay alive if you can. 1 kill is quite rare actually these days.
Yeah, you have to get rid of your ego when you're playing in that ramp room.
It's not ideal, but Vinny pulling it back for them. It's still going to be man advantage for them. Serato, really strong position here. He'll drop down, big sound cue there. And Tarek, you think he finds that frag, but once again, it's Furia just showing us how strong those scoped rifles are to melt through their opposition. And it is going to be 4-1, but NRG, after winning the partial buy, still have a nice reservoir of cash. You can see there's a couple of exceptions. I think Daps had 2,800, but it's Serato standing tall on the bomb site, drops down and somehow made this well. I thought Tarek had a bit short. The sound cue is enough in my opinion, but still.
A reservoir of cash, Henry. If you've got so much cash that you're using sort of fluid dynamics to figure out how much you've got, then you really have got too much.
It's way too much.
Yeah, and come check out my river of just, you know, absolute just banknotes, just
swimming in them, Scrooge
multiple
McDuck
people
style.
might have drowned and
I think
he
started the reservoir movement really with his bank vault. But we'll see if anyone else wants to take it forward. Opening kill. Furia once again. It's Yuri with the battle towards Squeaky Door. Damage done towards Ethan as well. So Cirque removing the orb. He was given the sniper. And we get back into, I guess you'd call this the default. NRG have got Daps down towards Secret. He's only got the Mac 10 though. Not really much impact he can have. Just holding for rotations by the looks of things.
Bit of a chance for a peek there. Able J again. I can't think of you were highlighting, you know, just trying really not to get killed. And, you know, if he re-peeks that position, that's the end, you know.
Well, this is what's so good about it, because you play there with 1 until you really know that they're challenging that a lot. Then you move your AWP over, right? Or you boost someone in the corner in the ramp room, and you just kind of mix it up. And that's enough presence to maybe fend them away for a few rounds.
Look at them trying to funnel them towards Able J with the Molotov on that side. They really don't want them peeking the far side, because then that UMP is probably not going to be doing so well. Now the AWP is here, though. What a shot from Breezy. Flashbangs as well. Are they going to be quick enough? And, well, 1 more second, and he would have been completely unflashed, but not happening. Now Vinny comes charging out. That is say that's high risk, low reward kind of situation. Maybe a little bit desperate. And NRG, it's huge for them to be back and winning this round. That's really critical.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. After losing the last one as well, there were compromises in this buy. They had Daps in the Mac 10. They didn't have all the utility. It was a labored round as well. They lost that first pick, and still they brought it back, and it's looking very convincing now. The ramp room with the UMP doesn't seem to be enough right now. Like, sure, you're normally falling down, but you at least want to be challenging for some damage. You want to be at least inflicting a little bit before you fully fall down towards lower, as you can see how difficult it can be if they get control of that position. But there it is, NRG get their second. I feel like we have a really good map here. I feel like Furia's CT side is just weak enough to allow NRG to get, what, maybe 5 or 6. They win a pistol then. It could be really cool, because Furia's T side is really strong and different to watch.
I feel like almost every map has that. I think maybe it's a little bit extreme on Nuke with the ramp position, but there are almost all maps have a position that you kind of don't want to play in.
Yeah, sure. Like it's the B-bomb site on Mirage, for example.
Exactly.
You know what? It's not that common you see a team fully commit towards B, but when they do, it's super difficult to hold them off. And your objective is just to get one, hold them off as long as you can. You're not going to go for massive sequences there.
It's so much so, actually, that I almost feel like if you were sort of, you know, like people love playing that game where they play, like, what would be the star team be? Well, I almost feel like you would need to screen to have, like, one of those players that can be okay with it, because otherwise it'll impact everybody.
Oh, you don't see this position too often. The flashbang, it's decent. I like the attempt there, but they still had the man advantage, so it's not all in vain. And you can see NRG were going for a very quick outside play now. That's really put a halt to things. But I guess the good news is FURIA with 2 SMGs this round again. So definitely recoverable, especially if KSO goes down with nothing. Ethan showing he can use the Krieg as well. He'll find him and bring things back to an even keel. Actually, advantage when NRG, even though the HP is slightly less, their firepower is so much more.
I think a lot of these rounds for NRG, when they get into these 3v3s, or even if they're a man down sometimes, the big benefit is that they do it so early. Like, they have so much time to move around. That's a big change. If we see that later on in the half, or even the second half, it's so different playing 3v3 when you only have 30 seconds. Oh.
This is one of those positions you sometimes check, or you do a half-assed like that, and it all goes very wrong. The first dude needs to be checking that. Second's not good enough. You can see they're lined up for him, and it all falls apart. You need to be cognizant of that position. That might be enough to save the round for FURIA. It's Suck, and a 2 versus 1. He's got everything he needs to win this. He's got Molotov, flashbangs, HE, the bomb. 30 seconds, but CT's actually in pretty prime positions here. Towards Squeaky, Yuri goes down. Molotov toward the vent, I love it. Will it bait out Vinny just to run up there and hope for the best? So no, Cirque gets a nice clean open plan. And there is no kit for Vinny. Cirque still maintains the advantage, holding towards Hut. And he can toy with him here. He knows as soon as he touches that bomb, he can flash out. He can try and bait out a footstep, some shots. He's timed it really well. And it is going to be Cirque winning the round there after the double kill towards lower. And as it felt like they were out of it.
Yeah, I would have put some money on that. Definitely, that seemed like it was a done deal. Not a lot of time left for that 1 versus 2.
He played it perfectly though. The fact he gets an opening kill and he defends himself from the vent, which is very likely for the second player to be in there, he can get a really open plan. That puts a lot of doubt in the rotating CT, right? He's got a UMP, he hasn't got a kit, he hasn't got a smoke, he can't really bring any tricks out. He just has to hope he positions correctly, and his chances just shrunk completely as they have to take the full eco. And you can see the struggles coming through now. It's going to be Tarek with the double kill to open things up. The Zeus runs in. He's just like, you know what? You guys can keep lobby. It's all cool.
Yeah, he was much less interested once he discovered that.
Yep.
Oh man. I like it. You know, keep trying. Yuri, the last one, and Tarek.
Hello.
Actually, no head armor, did he have?
Yeah, he did. He was just tagged already because the art helped him out. So save the AK if possible. That's not a bad outcome considering they came in with absolutely nothing. Some USBs and some Zeuses. Get the AK. If you're not aware, you cannot buy that on the CT side. I said that about once a year at this point, but just in case.
Yeah, we could have some new viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, great weapon, that AK-47, right?
Well, it's kind of going out of fashion by the looks of things. Both of these teams using Kriegs now, you know.
I feel like it's
fading away.
It's all too much for me, Henry. I'm still getting adjusted to Galil and FAMAS.
Still getting used to the AK.
Yeah, I'm really
still not quite over that.
Still trying to zoom with a Colt whenever I can.
No, that's old school. That's a proper reference there. Some of you kids weren't even live when Anders was scoping him with the M4 back in 1.1.
Back when the SIG pistol was really good.
Yep, indeed. That was crazy. I forgot about that.
A lot of good stuff. Back when we could drive tanks.
You could still drive stuff in 1.6. Like, you have to do like custom maps, but the driving mechanics, you know, they had like Mario Kart.
Bring back
maps.
Funk Vehicle, you know.
They had the Star Wars ones you could drive around in, the huge people carriers and stuff. That was pretty cool. Jeepathon, yeah. And what was that one map that actually had a drivable vehicle in at the start of T-Spawn? You could drive
Siege.
an APC. Is it Siege? That's right. That's exactly
Siege,
what it was.
Yeah.
They removed that when I started playing, but I saw videos of it being a thing.
I've got myself banned on multiple servers from my teammates jumping out of the vehicle in Siege, and well, as you're backing up, so you just drive over 3 people and you're banned from the server.
It was such a clunky mechanic because you didn't get a steering wheel or anything. It just took away everything on your GUI. You just sat there, and it was like tank controls, right? You could just go forward, left, right, forward, and it was like you run over people, just kill them instantly on your team.
Legitimately think if they brought vehicles into to like our battle royale, like you know, then that would be.
Well, they brought the riot shield back, so anything's possible.
Bring the vehicles in. I'm telling you, it would be amazing.
Wow.
It'd immediately make me want to play it a lot more.
From vehicles to actual Counter-Strike, we are going to enter round number 9 here. We've got the AWP for Art this time. They're sort of the shrink on their CD side. Remember, they won the pistol, got the 3-0 conversion, and we're currently set at 4-4. 4 is actually an acceptable amount of rounds on the T side, Anders, and that shot isn't. Luckily, he won't be punished for it, but Arts, with the aggressive push towards ramp, he'll have to fall back now, just trying to spam through. You can wall bang in towards lobby from that position through the trophy room. Vinny, though, dropped by Tarek. Same story for Yuri, as Daps will find him. The Molotov is perfect. That's round done, Anders. They can't do anything with this now. Yeah, that smoke on top, maybe.
Yeah, that grenade definitely does it. I mean, yeah, the smoke as well. Yeah, they're definitely going to be falling back. Not much else to do. That's a powerful hit here. NRG really coming up with some great stuff, surprising certainly me at this point in time, with how they're playing. I do think FURIA are going to have much more to say on the T side, so I'm kind of expecting that, but still, this is impressive.
You want to post at least 6 or 7 against FURIA when you're playing T, because they're definitely going to at least find 5.
Yeah.
So this is looking good for NRG. The fact they lost the pistol as well, and they're still looking so calm. That's why I said going into this one, I feel like NRG are pretty underrated these days. I will forget about the great run they had in 2018. Sure, it was turbulent, but it was impressive still, and they've brought in one of the most experienced North American players, Tarek, to boost their roster. So sure, we haven't seen the best of it yet, but they're always going to be a deadly team, I think. Like on their day, they can go toe-to-toe with the best.
And they actually have, like, you know, what has, I don't think it's maybe not as rare as it used to be, but they do have like one of the, you know, North American in-game leaders in dabs, and I mean that in itself
one of the few, yeah,
well, not many, right? So that's a real resource as well. Yeah, 5-4 right now, moving into round number 10, and FURIA kind of losing track of the round a little bit. I did like the aggressive push from Art, and I even like the fact that he put down the smoke a little bit. Like that should put a lot of pressure on, but you can see NRG was so quick to react. They're like, fine, okay. If we're not going to have this part of the map and we don't really want to stay and fight this, let's just go, you know, go to the A-bomb site.
And Daps uses that information. As soon as Art's ramp the AWP, right, he's lurking outside. He knows he's got a lot more freedom. There's only ever going to be one AWP, I would say. Yeah, sure, some teams run a double AWP setup, but the FURIA's money doesn't really allow for that. As soon as he gets the call, AWP push ramp, he starts heading towards outside. He knows that area is going to be clear, gets a nice kill out there, and at that point, NRG, it's their rounds and then some. As FURIA will have to bring out a FAMAS. Maximum loss bonus on their side now for sure. And they've lost the first pick again. Ethan will always be on the side. That's why he uses the Krieg on a bit more range. And he gets a nice clean kill. There's no response. Arts once more has to go sniffing for a frag towards lobby. I think he's fine, but maybe not if Breezy's dropping bombs like that. A double kill for him. A 5 versus 2, Anders. This is falling apart for FURIA.
Yeah, Breezy definitely looked like he had the early advantage there. Just maybe able to see him a slight bit earlier. Now more people are showing up inside of the lobby. They've already lost 2 here, so I don't know. I'm not sure what that smoke's meant to do, but I did at a minute and 9 seconds. I don't think it's going to do that much to really hold NRG back here. 2 versus 5. Very heavy chance they can win this. I mean, this is one of those rounds where you only really throw it away if you start making some grave mistakes.
You'd have to really try to give this one up.
Yeah, really put in the effort.
You'd have to really be going for it. Like, Ethan's going to try his best now, but he's really nailed that shot. And it's a 5 versus 1. You'd all just have to really go AFK at this stage to give this one up. First kill comes in. Second, things starting to get interesting now. There's no need to rotate or panic. Just trade it out, and that's fine. It will be NRG to keep 3 players up and a very clean round, and there's not really a buy there for FURIA Anders. They've got 6k on Art. He's bought the all. I don't mind it, actually, at this point, because they desperately need rounds, right? Like, someone, they need a miracle. They need someone to be a catalyst here. Maybe Art's all would be enough. What a clean kill that is from Ethan. The fact he's got on siloed and the CT hasn't even gotten towards Secret yet, I swear some timings are off there. Like, I've seen Guardian run that many times, be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Maybe a bad spawn, but that you should at least be getting a high flash in that position to disallow that sort of play. But there we go, round 11 coming through, and we'll see Arts with the hero AWP trying to make it happen here towards ramp.
Pushing through his own smoke, and that's such a nice little mindy game. Because if you're on the NRG side and you hear that Molotov, that smoke going up, cancelling out the Molotov, you think, okay, fine, you know, at least I can take up a little bit of more of a further position. And he's actually doing it again, Henry. Pushed all the way into the trophy room here to set up for this, and he's going to, well, maybe if he keeps pushing, he's going to find Tarek. That might be the end of him. This is kind of an unlikely position to check, but he does check it. What a play from Art. That's actually not easy.
Yeah, it's really not. There's so many angles to check, but that's the most common. Still a lot of work to do. Remember, this is just the partial buy with the hero orb from Art. He's got the first kill. That's what had to happen. Cirque's going down here as well. He's not going to check this. Oh, this is sloppy from NRG. Why they have no focus towards Secret at all, I couldn't really tell you.
He really wanted that, didn't he? Now he's going to go for it, but inside of the Molotov.
3 kills.
Yeah, just all at once.
Now that's disappointing, especially with the orb being removed as well. That might be the round in itself. Sure, they still got CZs. They're very, very good with them. I know that much.
Time might be a factor here. If they can sort of stay hidden and get one of these kills in transit, especially if it's the bomb, might be happening if he goes down breezy with that bomb at 25 seconds. That could put a lot of pressure on the rest.
I still feel like there's a chance. Oh, maybe not anymore. Nice try. They get tantalizingly close there with the opening kills and the CZ plays, but not quite enough. They're 7-4 down. They have won a single round in the last 8. It's really not ideal.
Time for that auto shotgun on Art, isn't it?
We haven't seen enough shotguns today. That's a good point.
Yeah, we haven't really. They're not going to go for it. Instead, they juggle the money around enough that they can all buy. So fair enough. I might prefer that shotgun. I'm not going to lie, but
yeah,
I was excited. You know, he had the 3600 or something. I thought that's it. All right.
What's going on here? Shooting each other. I think they're shooting the skylights out, and the run boost kind of made things a bit more complicated.
Classic banter, isn't it? Shooting your teammates.
He's got no armor, so he just swallowed a nade at main entrance. You really don't want to be in those kind of combative positions when you. I think you can actually lose HP if you drop down the vents like that, right?
Yeah, I was worried.
There we go. So, yeah, if you've got no armor, you're very vulnerable to bullets especially, but HEs do almost double damage when you have nothing. So, we'll see now. Art's pretty much removed from the round. He'll have to just play a very passive position, maybe towards lower, just trying to pick them off. Hold a really, okay, there you go. Just holding a really tight angle, only showing his head for obvious reasons, because if you get a headshot, HP's not a factor, right? So you might as well only show that. Make them work for it.
Yeah, they can maybe grenade Daps if he shows up with, or Breezy with that HE.
You could Molotov it as well to push him off, but I don't think the HE will be going in that spot. Like, you don't know he's that low. So the Molotov makes more sense. Just pretty standards to push him off. And one tick would have been enough to kill him, but they're going to go towards Decon here. Cirque has been overlooking some key angles in the last few rounds. Flashbang's decent. Difficult to really position him. Remember, he unclicks the scope, they'll know exactly where he is. He has to stay in this view now for pretty much this entire round. 30 seconds remaining. We'll see if he can unscope, and he nails it. That's a really nice play. Much more than he was worth.
Absolutely. Now coming out of the doorway, it's actually Tarek. He maybe could have even got the kill on Yuri, but that doesn't happen. Now 20 seconds left. They try and go for the bomb plant here. Able J, he doesn't catch him going through the smoke, and yeah, that's going to be a bomb plant. The grenade will land right on top of it. A little bit of a spam coming through the smoke that almost takes care of Daps. He has got one HE of his own, but if he stays here, they've got a lot of grenades on the other side. He's going to be down in a couple of seconds. Surely they'll throw one grenade back here.
They're going to assume he went off through the doors, I think, by the way. Yeah, look, they're not checking the silo at all. They thought he's baited away. This is absolutely sick from Daps. He just needs to try and stay alive. He's done damage to Yuri. Cirque, really difficult proposition here to actually make this work. 20 HP, but one kill will do it, I feel. Oh, can't do it. If he really committed to that, the close range peak, I think it could have been enough. And it's still a challenging defuse here. I think they've got it.
Yeah, it's...
Okay, right. It was Yuri with 4. But still, that came right down to the wire. One more kill from Cirque is all it's going to take. You see, that's a hollow victory in terms of the round win. They're not really looking too infused with it.
No, definitely not as pumped as... I mean, generally, I would say not as fired up on this map as I was expecting. I had sort of in my mind built a different scoreline. 7-5. I'm super impressed by NRG right now. Really showing a great game at the moment. Could have maybe even won that, and I definitely sort of imagined that they would, because they had a Molotov and an HE. I thought, okay, well, just throw the HE somewhere, you know. Didn't really pick the right spot, but fair enough. They did win it at the end. Now the smoke is off into Mini, and they're going to be rushing right out through that squeak door. Quick trade. A Cirque is going to be taking down Vinny too, and it's looking much better. That Molotov is going to be very hard to get by.
What can you do with the Molotov? You can't smoke it, right? You can't extinguish it because you're blocking your own vision. You just have to sit back and wait. Another one comes in. That's it. There's no way to retake this. They've got another.
2 more smokes.
They've just got to sit there. Now they're going to smoke on top of it as well. Watch it. The smoke will come in any second now. There it is. They'll go through. Smoke's down. how do you retake this, Andy? You've got to run through blindly now. Great screen. You have to flash through and hope for the best. It's just an absolute shooting gallery. Send us the next one. And it's going to be NRG with a perfect upper execution. I love that. That's really nice.
I actually think Abel J did a backflip when he came to that.
He's like, I guess I'm going to do this, boys. Remember me. There's no choice.
Do you think they had a quick moment where they just sort of like draw straws a bit, like, you know, who's...
I feel like at that point, you're just like, well, we're absolutely done for here. Let's just hope for the best. Maybe they missed the shot. That's kind of what you're hoping for.
It's the part as well where... like, he has to go through first, but the other people don't even follow.
Then it's like, you know what, that seems cool, actually. We're just going to leave you. You got that one? No problem. Problem is now, they save 2 guns, sure, but they only get $2,900 per player, and we're going into round 14. So do they fully invest into this? I'm not sure that's the best approach, but I guess they desperately need rounds. They've got 2 rifles, might as well give it their best. It's actually not too bad. It's stronger than I thought. The fact they've got the AWP there as well, 2 orcs, it's a decent buy. All things considered, the way this game's gone for them. It's the first half now. Arts, aggressive as usual. He's going to have to sit in the smoke. Luckily, Yuri's got that first kill. There's another one. It's going to look very good now for FURIA. Arch just dancing around in the smoke, making a lot of noise. Might just want to consider getting the hell out at this point. Circle find him, Tech 9. And he's got a chance for a second. Misses the shot. Surely this is where FURIA can get their 6th.
Looking very likely at the moment. They would again have to make some significant mistakes, I think, to give this one up. That is a great attempt there from Tarek. He had the right idea, but he wasn't able to capitalize on it. It's not even just that Art gets that 1 kill. He stays alive inside of that smoke for such a long time that, from NRG's point of view, that's just completely confusing. Sort of trying to push on and get down get down Secret, and just not really able to. A little bit of grenade damage there onto Quesarado, but he's going to be doing just fine. Yuri to pick up the kill.
Remember, Anders, FURIA actually won the pistol as well, right? And they got the clean conversion.
Yeah.
So they got the 3-0 start. They then technically got, I don't want to say reset, but they managed to win back that 5th round. So they were 4-1 up.
Yeah.
And now they're 8-6 down. So sure, they're a great Nuke side. It's their pick. They won't be too worried about this. They can definitely bring it back, but it's going to be a very difficult uphill battle at this point. And we go to the final round of the first half. NRG haven't had to eco in a long time.
It's just counting the seconds when he stays alive in there. That's
yeah.
so obnoxious. But you're absolutely right. I mean, this is unexpected. I would have been pretty excited if NRG could have got 5 rounds in this first half. I would have said that's pretty cool. Like, job well done. Maybe not everything you need to win the map, but still a good statement. They're up to 8 right now, and it could be even more if they manage to pick up this last one. That would really be something.
I love that initial play from NRG. Really quick Molotov towards the hut roof. It really gets anyone out of that position, which is problematic. Speaking of which, Circle taking down Art, that certainly falls in the same category. They haven't recovered the sniper just yet. And what's the reply from the CTs? I don't think you just sit back on the bomb sites and crossfires here. Someone needs to be a little bit more active. You've got 1 player towards ramp. That's going to be Abel J sitting there with the AK-47. But I think that's pretty much all they've got at this point. Quesarado trying to wiggle his way back into the round. He does claim the hut, a small victory, I suppose. But Vinny going down towards Squeaky certainly isn't. 5-on-3 now. NRG is waiting for mistakes, and they're being presented with them.
Yeah, and they had the time to
Yes.
be patient as well, so no real reason not to. 50 seconds on the clock now. 2 of them are a little bit bruised up in this round on the NRG side, but Dabs has managed to sneak his way all the way. So they're sort of waiting on the other side of the ramp, and now he's going to clear it from the CT side. That's going to give so much confidence, even flashed in to try and continue. So they have ramp control. Now they're going to be going back, it looks like, towards the A bomb site. They could collapse really, really quickly on that. 25 seconds. I'm a little bit worried now for NRG. I think this is maybe cutting it too close. If Quesarado is going to have a good spray down here, that could make the difference. Abel J going to pick up 1. Flash through that smoke, and they're going to be right through, but now only 14 seconds and down on the low ground. Yuri is here. He's got the AWP out, and he's only going to get the 1 kill. He needed both of them, so the bomb will go through, but only with, 5 seconds left on the clock.
It doesn't matter, Anders, as long as it goes down. That's all that's going to be remembered here. Abel J, 2 versus 1. He's got an incendiary HE kit, and of course the AK-47, but so much work has to be done here. It's not going to be enough, and NRG with a stunning first half performance on their T side. We'll take a break and be back with the second half very shortly.
Cuando yo te vi, sentí que eras para mí. Te quiero descubrir y yo no quiero compartir. Tus ojos brillan fuera de tu control. Cuando yo te vi, sentí que eras para mí hoy. Ay, 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 te voy a enseñar, te voy a silenciar fácil. Quédate un rato aquí, muévete así, así. Bailamos sin parar, bailamos sin parar. Quédate un rato aquí, muévete así, así. Bailamos sin parar, bailamos sin parar. El sol está saliendo, es domingo otra vez. Te digo que esta noche no será la última vez. Ay, 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 te voy a enseñar, te voy a silenciar fácil. Quédate un rato aquí, muévete así, así. Bailamos sin parar, bailamos sin parar. Quédate un rato aquí, muévete así, así. Bailamos sin parar, bailamos sin parar. Bailamos, bailamos sin parar. Bailamos, bailamos sin parar. Bailamos, bailamos sin parar. Bailamos, bailamos sin parar. Quédate un rato aquí, muévete así, así. Bailamos sin parar,
Well, here we go. We're back with the second map between NRG and FURIA. We're on Nuke, and I think NRG have surprised a bunch of people here.
Yeah, I was worried for them. At 4-1 down, I was like, okay, third map, definitely on the cards. This will be quite a boring affair. But no, somehow that C side looked incredibly strong. It looked very good. I did say coming into this one, Furia's CT sides, say what you will about how good they are as a team, their CT sides need some work. They're not a perfect squad. Sure, they're turning some heads with great skill. Their CT sides, though, haven't looked amazing in the last couple of months. So we are going to see NRG with a massive lead here. Sure, it's only 3 rounds right now, but the context of Nuke, this is absolutely huge, and they know it. If they win this pistol, I wouldn't say they're locked in to win, but they'll have a really strong chance of closing this game out.
That smoke somehow worked heavily against them. They're going to lose a player, and the follow-up is beautiful, isn't it?
The bravery adapts there. A kill he knows he doesn't have to get, but he challenges it anyway and nails it. This is going to be a 5-on-2. Well then.
Very hard to imagine how you get back in this round if you're FURIA. A round that, by the way, they absolutely need right now.
Yes, they can still win it, but they don't have any real utility. Got one flash to try and get this bomb down towards lower. NRG can comfortably send 2 players down in towards that position. They're both decon right now. Minute on the clock. Yuri starts his investigation. If he opens the doors, that's a sound cue. Needs to be very careful of that. Throws a flash in. Actually didn't time it too well. Ideally, you throw that flash, he doesn't have to turn away from it, he opens the door, gets a kill. Luckily, no one there, but they're making so much noise now, Anders, that they're kind of screwed, I'm afraid. That helps.
Yeah, especially because they can find a second player. Daps now running away, buying time, 30 seconds, and they're playing with the door. He's going to get that kill. Oh my god, now it's a 1-on-2, and he's going to go for the bomb plant. Oh, he actually fakes it out a little bit.
Got a smoke.
It's risky, isn't it? Goes for the fight. Is he going to try and run back up? He actually could beat them to it. He has to be very quick. Ethan's right there, and he does get caught.
Nice idea, to be fair. I liked it. If he gets up towards upper and plants the bomb and then they have to retake, that could have been interesting. But way too strong at the start. NRG getting themselves in a 4-on-2. Great effort from FURIA to bring it back to a 2-on-1, but still, unless they win the round, it doesn't really count for much, especially if no plant comes through. So while they get a force buy in the second round, they'll have the same approach as NRG and bring the AKs on the third. If it's the former, that's giving away a round, essentially, and you can't really afford to do that when it's 10-6 and you're on the T side. I love this play from Daps. He could have stayed there. I would assume he'd have got one either way if he stayed in the decon room, but still, nice idea. And they're going to try and run that bomb down towards lower. Guessing, is Art got it? He has, so he can maybe get a plant here, but the CT should be quick on the rotate. Tarek's there. Oh, is he not? He's going to back Addicted, allow a plant to come in. I guess it's fine. He just wants to back up his teammate. They're still going to win the round. And they were buying up next round regardless. So it's not the biggest deal, but it's going to help them out. They'll have all their utility now, maybe even enough for an AWP.
We should find a name, Henry, somehow for people who are willing to you know, give up all of their honor and self-respect playing with the door in that way. I feel like there's sort of I mean, it's great if it works. I'm not trying to say it's not effective. It can be.
But there's some great clips on Reddit of people doing that.
There are some great clips. I'm just saying that there's I don't know. You miss out a little bit, don't you?
Yeah.
It's hard to take you as seriously when you do that.
Yeah, you're just like, what? You didn't want to go for the actual kills? You want to win the round? What are you doing?
What are you doing? Just be a man. Fight for it.
Wow.
Well, 11-6.
They're going to have to fight for this round at least, NRG, that is. They found themselves in the same situation FURIA were. They managed to get the 3-0 off the back of this silver buy, and you've got the leftover SMGs, the MP9s most notably. Cirque move a sound cue outside. Art suddenly heard it. He drops down towards main. Smoked out for now. Cirque would have heard him. But is he going to be... Okay, timing works in his favor somewhat. I don't think that challenge is the best. And that's enabled an upper push here from FURIA. Will they commit to it?
The pressure that Art is sort of occupying. Oh, actually, he's going to go down. That was a great shot. Because I was going to say, as long as he's there, that's a big problem for that A bomb site.
This round's a problem. They don't win this, they'll be 12-6 down with another eco against them. So, kind of do need to win this one. Yuri, great shot outside, takes Tarek. 1 minute on the clock now. They've still got a couple of smokes, but they're going to have to wait, I would say, for that squeaky door to be clear. Ethan knows he just needs to play a tight angle here. Use the high rate of the MP9 to hopefully get another kill here. Cirque playing off him. Here's the commitment. And will they be aware of Ethan? They will be. 2 versus 1. Daps, if he can win this, he'll be an absolute hero. He's only got the FAMAS right now. Swings out. Doesn't beat the smoke. They are planting safely.
He's got a Molotov as well, so I was going to say if he could have got that first kill, maybe that could have been interesting, but coming through the smoke is not going to be good enough, and FURIA will pick up a very critical round for themselves here.
They're playing in another room. I can hear them screaming.
Yeah, they're quite far away.
Yeah.
It's good. It's nice to see them get fired up. I think that's the kind of energy they need.
Well, if you remember Immortals, this is throwing it back to Krakow, the major there when they managed to get to the grand final, no doubt. They actually were exactly like that. Every round they won, they were screaming. They were really fired up, and I think it's part of the Brazilian playstyle. You know, that kind of family bond and cheering when you do something good. But it does mean you have a bit of a roller coaster here, very crazy highs. When things start going really wrong, you can see them go very quiet, a different atmosphere completely. Arts. He will make his way down towards the vents, but he has been struck down to just 30 points of health. Huge round here. Cirque will get the first, and that's the follow-up as well. And with that bit of damage done at the start, sure, Cirque probably gets a kill either way, but it makes things different for the players made his way down towards low A. He can't be as fast, he can't be as nimble. And it's going to be another 5-on-4, but that's the way the previous round started, and FURIA still came back to win it.
All right, here on Hut, they could explode right out of it. Here come the grenades, and yeah, there are already 2 of them in. Then he's going to pick up the opening kill, and Able J covering that angle beautifully. And, well,
brave.
He made it down to that low ground in a fashion, I guess. But
oh, the bomb's in Hut. Hello. There's a chance. He's got an AK now. Smokes to the right-hand side as well. He's aware of the push from Squeaky Door. Flashbang's decent, but I've looked... Oh, my God. If he... I was about to say, if he got away with that, that would have been so insane.
Okay. Cirque, yeah, I'm trying to check for it. It wasn't really short. That was crazy close. Another 4 versus 5.
Yep. Again, it's the fact they've got those SMGs. Ethan, he's checked. As soon as they don't overlook his position, then he's in a lot of trouble. They're going to have to take a full eco here on NRG. They'll be able to buy up next round, I would say, with the 2400 coming in. It won't be the prettiest buy, but this is enough there. They won't have an AWP. Unless Tarek really wants to drop one, I don't think they will. There'll probably be 5 rifles going to the next one.
Yeah, but
FURIA off the mark.
Depending on how many grenades they'll have in the next round, there are so many options open to FURIA that weren't there before.
You know there's a chance they won't have the incendiary. You want us to go for a quick upper rush, you know, to surprise them, change the pace up. Something they're certainly not scared of doing. And there it is. First kill comes in. Should be a foregone conclusion that FURIA will win this round.
Yeah, definitely. These USPs, even a bunch of them stacked here at the bomb side, shouldn't really be enough, although somehow they're getting more kills than you would expect, and it's just taken a long time. I don't know how they ended up losing 3 players in that.
Yeah, bit of overcommitment, but I guess they win the round. Their money's fine. And like I said, 2,400 extra coming in. So I don't think you see the AWP turret. Considering it, he can drop the sniper, but does he really want to do it? Is it worth it? I don't think so. Better off getting 5 rifles out. Let's have some utility. 1 kit, please, Tarek. He's got $1,000.
Do it for the team.
Not a kit. I guess he did get the most valuable utility, incendiary, and the smoke. Incendiary is essential, especially if you're an upper player. You need to throw it at the start just to block the upper rush, and towards Squeaky as well. But Art has made his way through. I don't think they'll be ready for this. He is in no man's land right now, and we'll see if he can do anything with this spot. Protected by the smoke somewhat, but Ethan, clean shot to take him down. 5 on 4 again with Yuri at 4 HP. It looks like NRG have found some footing here.
Okay, that's huge. The Molotov there takes a little second, but Ethan able to push it up. Quesarado wants to push him, but there's so many people here. 1 upper, 1 in midi, and 1 in that little corner. That was Ethan behind the vent. So that would have been a lot to fight all at once. 2 of them low on health. It's looking very good at the moment here. Sir gonna pick up 1, and he's gonna follow. Quick triple for him. First one probably was the harder one. That's yeah, that was about time that NRG started to pick it up. They just lost 3 in a row. So that can't really continue, otherwise FURIA are going to just get back and take over the game.
I think Cirque got caught up in the fist bumps at the end of that round because there was smokes and flashes all over the floor he could have picked up. Instead, just stop for a fist bump. I guess it's fine, you know, like you want to keep the morale high as well.
Those are important.
Yeah.
But only if you do them right. I think we're starting to see, we've sort of entered the era now where people are, that sort of really low effort fist bumps, you know?
Yeah, sometimes you see the fist bump / high five combo when you got 1 fist and 1 hand kind of surrounding it, but maybe that's more of a statement in itself. Maybe that's the coach saying, I own you, you know? Yeah. He wraps his hand around the fist. Just
sort of blessing it almost, like a priest.
I think that's what they're going for, you know? Just to remind everyone who's boss.
I like that approach. I would still like to see, you know, just sort of more energetic, you know, really sort of strong, powerful high five. Like, I want to hear the sound of it, you know?
You want to hear it come together. Just to know, when we go into this next round, FURIA take a timeout. Their money isn't as strong as you might think. They were averaging, from what I can remember at least, only saw it for a split second, like $3,600. I can hit clocks being fired off, but that's just to suggest they haven't bought anything. So it's one of those rounds, just firing them off, just hoping that, well, they're going to be eco here. They are not. This is like fight or flight time, Anders. If they lose this round with this full investment they've got, they are done for. They'll be 13 on down with a guaranteed eco after that one. So they need to win this. This is the Hail Mary play, we'd call it. 4 players towards the secret position. They have made their way through. Now, is this going to be enough? Can they do enough with this? They've got, I think, 1 player holding lobby. That's going to be Quesarado. The nade does so much damage, and Dapt will follow it up. He's got the double kill, but still they fight back. 1 minute 15 left. 3 versus 2. Remember, it's Yuri alone towards lower now. His teammate is holding lobby. He goes down here. Yuri, that is, round done. Quesarado, CZ only. It's an absolute nightmare for him.
Yeah, it really is. I don't know, you open that door and that's like a really wide angle coming into the room that you have to deal with. So gonna pick up the kill, and as you said, the money now for FURIA looking absolutely dreadful.
It really is.
That was I don't know, that was kind of an interesting grenade, wasn't it?
It did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
It really
don't get to see that all the time. Arts bought smoke on them and a lot of HEs. I guess there are 4 of them. Quesarado doesn't want to join in. They're going to try and find somebody to explode. Could definitely be on that doorway. Just trying to maybe blow out the mini position. Yeah, they all come. They're just a little bit too soon. Still, it's a fun idea. I don't really mind it. And they do get the return there. Art picking it up. He has got the bomb, but he didn't try and make it down the vent.
Well, here we go then. A slight chance for FURIA, but they have no armor, no nades, no firepower. So it's not looking too good for them. They could have snuck a play down the vent potentially, but he just fell back. So back towards ramp we go, and Tarek, he won't be in that sort of mindset where he's going to be getting 1 kill and dropping off. He knows they're on pistols. He wants to go for a few kills here. I like this. Get towards the back. At least you got some cover now. You can stay there and really fight the good fight here. We'll see if it works out for him. Did they get 3 kills, as expected. He wants to get the 4th as well. You can't blame him. Wallbang's coming through. Yuri sensing the threat. Even if he gets a dink here, he's still going to get dropped. There's a 100 HP player coming from him. So not going to happen. 49. $4,000 per player for FURIA. Essentially, they need another eco, but that's just not on the cards right now. They're going to have to get either 5 AKs, armor, 1 smoke each, or they go 2 AKs, 3 Galils, and have utility. I'm not really sure what the right call is here.
feel like when your back is this close to the wall, there almost isn't one. Like there's like no wrong call almost. You know, you just have to sort of like roll it out.
One smoke each for 4 of them at least. K-Serata with the 1 Molotov suggests a set piece. They desperately need it. This could be 2-0 might be happening. Molotov towards Upper. That's on the hut. No one there to receive it really. Even stays on the hut. I like that. They throw that Molotov themselves, so they know there's some weaknesses on that. Bit of an aggressive stance towards ramp. Oh, the wall bang, you can see, doesn't do a ton of damage, but it's enough to dissuade Cirque at least. This is really tense now. Oh, the incendiary doesn't go anywhere near where he wants it to go. He wanted to bounce that through towards radio. It's still fine with this smoke going down. Because they can't... Oh, they're going to push through this? Guys, this is brave. Yeah, good call. Let's not do that. We know an orb's on the other side. There's a huge gap. Let's not do this.
Especially considering the score. I'm so impressed by NRG.
This is what I said, Anders. I had that feeling.
Yeah, we talked about it, like that slight uneasy feeling of having just a little bit too much confidence. Good follow-up Molotov. I mean, this actually just bought a lot of time. They still have so many grenades left on NRG side.
Sure, yeah, the Gambit's push ramp didn't really work out for them, but they have indeed bought a lot of time. There's only 2 smokes remaining now. Tarek is fine to fight here as well. He's going to throw a flashbang. They're not sure he's fallen back. They don't know if he's even left the back box here at this point. Cirque in a prime position to get a couple of kills. He takes the aggro away for Tarek. And now I would say this is when I want to fall back. It feels like this is maybe too much. Oh, he gets another one. That's so sick from Cirque. It's a 5 versus 1. Yuri is in the vents. He's the player that got down early as well. His teammates can do nothing to back him up. He might as well save the AK and get no cash for the next round because they're not really going to have anything.
That actually makes the ramp defense so much more frustrating for Furia because if they win that fight and push, let's say, Tarek back, then Yuri's going to just be able to catch him.
Sure.
But that worked out very well.
They only get $2,900 per player next round. Yuri can't drop, he gets 0. And you can see they've got less than $3,000 per player and they're 59 down. I'm not sure they have another timeout left. The graphic seems to be saying 1 remaining pause each time, but I don't think they have one. So the AK can buy a decoy at best. And here's Cirque. The second shot he gets is just wild. I didn't think it was even possible for him to get another one. Okay.
Just reacting to the flashbang, I guess?
Yeah, just gave it a go before he was taken out of the round. And Furia, remember they took down Astralis, heralded as the best nuke team of all time. Maybe just after an IP. But this is nuts. NRG have looked so strong. They managed to get 9 rounds on that T side. It looks like we might be done here. Ethan to potentially close things out. There's no real firepower to answer back here. 5 on 2. K-Serata and Art. Now just the former. He'll be stuck towards Squeaky Door. Anders is going to be 2-0. NRG have done such a fantastic job here. This is a statement early on in the tournament.
It really is, and what a blessing for the tournament as well. That really opens up a lot of things. If NRG are going to be on a really good form here, that could throw a lot of things into doubt. 16-9 over Furia, winning the best of 3, 2-0. What a great day for NRG.
Yeah, they've looked super good. That was a very impressive performance. Some great calls from Daps, a solid T side as well. The theory has been done, it seems. Really impressive stuff there. And Furia, I thought they'd be gutted with that one. It felt like that was their map pick. It's going to be Overpass next, and we're going to have a long series ahead of us, especially after all the overtimes and everything like that today. I thought it was just almost certainly going to happen, but there it is. They give up Nuke. They are still in the tournament, of course, but it's still a disappointing one for them. I feel like they should have done more with their CT side, and that's a real problem for them, Anders. Their CT side don't look as impressive. We're all talking about the Kriegs and the different style they're having on the terrorists, but their CT needs some work.
Yeah, it does, and it does sort of play a little bit outside of the zone that we normally see them play in. You know, the sort of aggressive style that they play. It can be harder to play on CT side, so
well,
maybe that's it.
We'll see if they can warm up to the tournament. They're certainly turning heads as we progress through the months here. They're starting to become a bit of a household name in most tournaments at this point.
Yeah.
But NRG, as we mentioned, they haven't looked their best in the last maybe 3 or 4 months since Tarek joined, which is kind of weird considering he's such a star player. Yeah. But still, it's nice to see them looking very good today.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about NRG playing well. I think that's sort of a name that we haven't said enough, and I think that's sort of the reason why. But it's good to see them back. Now, down on the stage, we do have Sue ready with the interview.
Thank you very much, guys. Congratulations, Tarek. You guys are moving forward to the semifinals here, straight to Saturday, and especially coming off of Dallas, where you were out in the group stage. This has to be like redemption for you guys.
Yeah, I think all of us are really happy with this win, and it was an important one for us, especially after our recent result at Dallas. I think that this is something that we needed just for the sake of our team. So, yeah, good job to the team.
And I wanted to talk about Nuke specifically because it was FURIA's map choice, as it is their best map. It's the map that they're most comfortable on. So coming into that, did you guys have any preparation done knowing that they would probably be picking it?
Yeah, I mean, those guys are playing really well. As we saw, like, against Astralis, they, like, are really aggressive, and sometimes they like to go for these crazy plays that you really don't expect. So it's one of those matchups that we looked at it, and we did take a few things into account in terms of how they played, but for the most part, we wanted to stick to our game and just play the way we do, and we knew that it would work in the end.
Well, so far it's been really looking good for you guys at this tournament. I wanted to ask about your experience with NRG overall. You've been part of so many different lineups now, and you've been put in the situation where you either had to fill in certain roles that you didn't play before, or sometimes the team lets you play what you want. So specifically with NRG, how happy are you with where you're playing on all of the maps?
Yeah, I think overall it's still a process. I don't think that we're 100% yet. I still think that there's going to be more time for me to, like, feel that we're that team where everyone is comfortable. So I don't think we're at that point yet, but I think we're getting there, and we're making a lot of good progress. So hopefully we just keep it up this event and keep rolling with it.
Well, just as you said, you guys are making a lot of great progress. When I spoke with Peta earlier today, he actually spoke very, very highly of you guys and actually said if you guys are able to just figure some little kinks out, you guys can be a world-class team. So personally for yourself, when you look at the team and what you guys have, what do you think you guys need to work on specifically?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think getting on the same page has been the biggest problem sometimes, just not being coordinated as well as we should be. Because we have insane players on our team. We have a lot of firepower. I think it just comes down to making sure that everyone is in the zone and being able to do things they like to do. If we can get them comfortable and just all of us like rolling like that, then I think we are capable of being a really world-class team.
Well, awesome. Congratulations once again. We'll see you guys on Saturday. But for now, we're going to be right back, guys. When we come back, it's going to be Vitality taking on North.
Welcome back to the ECS Season 7 Finals, where before the break, we saw NRG lock in their place in Saturday's semi-final. And it was a pretty swift win, I think I'm fair to say, and we weren't right. All of us on the desk
Do we need to say that?
completely wrong. Yeah, I'm
Do we
sorry.
point
Jumping
it out?
us in.
People have forgotten, probably. People forgot.
Yep.
We could just say, you know, we saw that coming. NRG, obviously. No, we didn't. We didn't, right? That was a surprise. What a showing from NRG. Again, a super strong T side. We always knew that they had that tactical aspect to the team. Like, we knew they go into the game with game plans and routines. But I hoped to see more from FURIA. I think I'm left a little bit hungry after that game, but still an impressive performance from NRG.
Weird consider we just ate some food, but I agree with you. FURIA definitely didn't look good in this one. On the other hand, you gotta give credit to NRG, right? They come out, look completely different from what we just saw in Dallas. It was a very lackluster performance. They even lost the map to Cloud9 in a fashion that wasn't too pretty. So NRG coming in here, resetting themselves and actually playing some decent Counter-Strike, that's something they can be proud of.
Well, definitely. I mean, I just wanted to pick up on Dallas recently, right? These two faced each other in Dallas, but it was FURIA who took the win,
It was a very one-sided match towards FURIA, and that was a big surprise, you know, because we didn't think that much of FURIA at the time being, right? They did do well at Dallas, and they ended up in the semi-final, but I mean, overall, you gotta be managing your expectations. FURIA have been playing well as of recently, but maybe there is a bit of a limit to the lineup still, you know, considering they're not that experienced yet. So good from NRG, less good from FURIA, but they're by no means out of it yet.
Yeah, and of course, we're seeing all these lovely highlights here brought to you by NVIDIA. And we obviously want to pick up that Dallas match it was the best one. So completely different situation to what we saw here.
No, it was. And I think something that comes into play here is the preparation. As we'd said in Dallas, NRG, they were surprised. They were stunned by FURIA, by their aggressivity, their ruthlessness. They come in here and it felt to me like they had a plan. And they knew some of the shenanigans that FURIA was going to throw at them. For example, when you see Art dive into the vent and Cirque is waiting for him with an AWP secret, to me that's like a signal. They knew what was going to happen. And this is the next challenge for FURIA. Yes, they surprise people. They have a lot of skill, great qualities as a team, but now they need to be able to go into the server and their opponents will know what they will do, but they need to switch it up a little bit. And I think that was missing here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, our final map was going to be Overpass, right? And that was the map that they faced each other on. So I'm kind of surprised that they left that in the map pool. I know I'm kind of talking speculatively, right?
Sure.
NRG totally smashed it. They totally smashed it out of the park. And we can see that on the leaderboards on here for the final scores of that last map. Obviously, Breeze. I mean, it's pretty much the same four. Again, well,
It is.
it's the same four, but DAP's still a bit lower on the scoreboard, but that, again, it's expected,
That's
right?
the dynamic of NRG, yeah. It is good to see Breeze having a good showing as well. Cirque was pretty influential with the AWP as well. Those two players are, to me, the key players of this NRG lineup, because Breeze didn't have a good tournament in Dallas. He's been, I wouldn't say lackluster, but he just haven't been at the same high level as we normally, you know, consider Breeze to be at. As for Cirque, it's been a long period where he hasn't really peaked. It's not like he had a great game here, but he was okay, he was decent. So good signs coming out of NRG, and I totally agree with what you're saying, Maniac. It seemed like they were much more poised for this one. They were much more prepared, and that's what NRG needs apparently right now when they're not feeling too well individually. They need to put in time and preparation and make sure that their foundation is good enough to deal with teams like FURIA.
Yeah, but it's interesting because they've obviously come straight from Dallas, right? They've had, what is it, 6 days?
I guess
with
they
a
went
flight
out of
as
the tournament
well?
a bit earlier.
Yeah,
so
right, yes.
they probably no, but it's not even a diss. It's how it is. They had more time, so if they put the effort, they use that time, you know, efficiently. They were prepared. We were talking about Cirque and how he's been hit and miss. The key for me in that game was his positioning. I feel like he was always ready, not only at the beginning of the round, but when things stabilized. I feel like they realized what was happening, and Cirque was ready ramp to help his teammate player. He was high heaven to help Inner when it was happening. So he had always the right move. Now, if that's his feeling or it's preparation, we don't even know. But his positioning was good, and that's definitely a good game.
And that's where you got to give the coach of NRG a little bit of credit as well, Chet Armapet, doing probably, you know, some good preparations coming into this one. And I think you're right when you're saying they did go out early in Dallas, and they must have spent some of their time in the practice rooms making sure that they could come into this tournament and actually play some decent Counter-Strike. Because what we saw in Dallas, that was outrageously bad from NRG.
Well, we want to delve into some of those highlights. Maniac, you have got a clip for us. Do you want to preface what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. That was from the first half of the first map, so on train. And we found a clip that, to me, highlights pretty much the difficulties that FURIA had coming into this game, right? We know that when they play and they try to take the game into their own manner, and here, as we can see, they were down 4-8, so that's obviously not a great situation to be in. And this is where Art usually shines. This is how he has an impact on the game. So he's trying here to get his positioning. But what I like from NRG is they don't leave anything to luck. We see Ethan clearing out the angle pretty much perfectly. Art cannot find the opening. And once NRG have it, look, everything is covered here. There's no surprise. Cirque and Dabs getting the frag. Vinny's going to be able to stabilize the situation there through the smoke. But then that's a clutch situation. And obviously the damage has already been done. If you can play the 1v1 properly, Ethan's going to get the frag. But this round to me it's at the synthesis of what happens when you know FURIA is going to be aggressive, right? You wait for it, they come to you, you get the frag, and then you act on it.
And that's where you fear a little bit that FURIA may be a little bit too one-dimensional. I think we mentioned it before as well. When their aggression is not working, what can they fall back on? Right now, we don't know enough about FURIA. We don't know how deep their playbook goes, and we don't know how they act under pressure. For the first time, they're actually favorites coming into a match against NRG, and they dropped the ball. Let's be honest, they didn't play up to the level we saw in Dallas. So it's a learning curve for FURIA, and this was not a great experience. But as said, the tournament is not over for them, and if they can bounce back and show some more, character, which we did see in Dallas, then we shouldn't worry too much on their behalf.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, they have got the lower bracket going into tomorrow, so they still have one more chance to qualify for Saturday's semi-final. Now, we're going to head over to our X Factor of the match, brought to you by HyperX, and it is a triple deagle kill. I don't actually know who the player is. Let's have a look and see how this one breaks down.
Breeze.
It's Breeze,
and
yes.
I'd say he was probably man of the match if we have to be honest. I think he was very aggressive in the way he played. He was very demanding in the way he played, and he's pretty good with the deagle as well, as we get to see here.
Pretty good, yeah.
Breeze is one of those players who thrives when he's feeling good, right? When he's getting off to a good start, when he's feeling the game, he's one of the most dangerous North American players, I would say. Has a sick and a solid aim, and he's a pretty smart player as well. You don't see him make many mistakes, so fair credit to him for this game, and it's good to see that he's playing well again, because he also had a rough tournament in Dallas.
Yeah, what the clip doesn't show is that previous to that round, FURIA had actually won the bonus round, so they didn't invest into it. They had still MP9s, and they got away with it. They had this huge stack of money with them, and then NRG winning that round, it kind of brought back into the circle, like money-wise, they were back into the game, so not only great action, but very impactful into the game.
Well, exactly. I mean, as we just mentioned, the NRG won't be playing tomorrow because I think straight to Saturday. Do you think that's going to give them a little bit of an advantage, kind of coming into Saturday with that time to just breathe? Because it seems like it's worked for them recently.
Yeah, it seems like it's worked. I'm not sure if it's an advantage. I like to think that there's good sides to it and bad sides to it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a nice feeling, playing every day and getting the feeling for being on a stage, and getting the feeling to be in a competitive match. You can practice as much as you want, but it will always be different, sitting in a game and when the pressure is on. So that they're losing. On the other hand, as you're mentioning, they get the preparation. They get to see whoever they're going to play in the semifinal as well, play tomorrow. So NRG is in a good position, and I think it's a little bit surprising when you look at this group stage that Astralis is not that team, right? Nobody expected NRG to top this one. So this is definitely going to put a span into this whole tournament. And if NRG can take advantage of the fact that they can prepare now, then who knows, maybe they go to the final.
Well, we will be heading into our second best of three and our final one of the day quickly after this break. Make sure you tune back in to see Vitality versus North.